tee. Siwoo Kim going with 3-wood.
Nice rhythm there to start with for Siwoo.
Now welcome to the first tee from Australia. Winner of the 2016 Players' Championship, Jason.
Might say the toughest field in golf.
Certainly quality field, tough golf course. And you could see those greens were really just starting to get away from them.
Crispy. They were crispy on Saturday, and the players were not happy.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, you cannot change a golf course that much.
Yeah, this course at Eastlake is just in absolute pristine condition, Mark. And Jason, a little unlucky with where that one landed.
Yeah, not just where it landed, Jane, but where the thing dove to. I mean, this is nearly an...
But the ability to convert after the shots.
Yes.
You continually have 5, 6, 7-footers, 3-footers. You know, that wears on a lot of players. Seemingly, it does not wear on Jason Day. He just stays the path, and he gets the job done. That's why he's #1 in putting in so many categories. Now, Siwoo Kim, this for birdie, just inside 42 feet mark.
Travels uphill, and then it wants to turn downhill slightly, and certainly to his right-hand side.
It's got to go. Has to go. They talk about little fishing out there today.
Little fishing, little hunting.
Now Siwoo Kim.
No problem. Solid par for the young South Korean. He's got a very bright future. I like his golf swing.
Well, we go to the 15th tee, and you'll notice that Siwoo Kim is all by himself. That's because of the withdrawal of Jason Day. I think it was the 7th hole was where Jason Day withdrew. So now going along at -2. Has to be looking left of the flagstick.
Yeah, I would say in the middle of that marquee behind the green would be a good line. Try and just bring it in from the left here.
Uh-oh.
That needs to get lucky.
That needs to get really lucky, and that did not. And now all of a sudden, we're seeing more and more players hit it in the water as he goes up to... Now, back to Siwoo Kim from the drop zone at the par 3 15th.
He's going for a little low skipper there, Billy. Nicely done. So he might get away with a bogey here.
Well, that's a good shot. And earlier in the week, Taryn Schaefer, she was able to catch up with Reese Jones, the architect of the redesign, and he talks about the 15th hole of the par 3. I would say the word would be clinched on this tee when you have what's at stake, the FedEx Cup.
Well, and certainly if a bit more wind happens to pick up here at the Eastlake Golf Club, that's really going to grab their attention.
You look across the water, Siwoo Kim, this for bogey. This would move him back to -1. Still in good shape.
Yeah, and it's not easy to play as a onesome. You know, things slow down. There's a lot more waiting between shots. So I'd have thrown him a little bit out of rhythm.
Well, the greater percentage of the players that have hit it in the water and have had to play from the drop zone have gotten the ball up and down for bogey. Only Bubba Watson and Matt Kuchar have made double bogey.
To be a little bit more prudent. And there's poor Siwoo Kim, who's playing behind these guys as a onesome after the withdrawal of Jason Day.
You know, they play threes so often on the PGA Tour. Let poor Siwoo, Bears best Atlanta, Another great one, Trophy Club of Atlanta, is a Steve Melnick design. All in the Atlanta area. Here's Siwoo Kim all by himself with his third.
Beautifully flighted wedge here from Siwoo Kim. Just flew it beyond the hole, and that's the first player really that I've seen be able to grip one coming into this green. But we do have some cloud cover overhead because it was getting baked at one stage earlier today.
Yeah, left himself a comfortable yardage there to hit his sand wedge, and now great opportunity for birdie underneath the hole.
Here's how rookie Siwoo Kim made it to the Tour Championship. The win the week before the playoffs start at the Wyndham Championship. Youngest player to win in Greensboro since Seve Ballesteros. He was the youngest player to make it through Q School back in 2012, younger than Ty Tryon by just a couple of months. Couldn't turn professional or couldn't play on the PGA Tour as a member until his 18th birthday, which was all the way in July. So didn't play the minimum number of events, which is how he winds up being a rookie this year.
And still just 21 years of age, lost in a playoff to Aaron Baddeley there at the Barbasol. And just a great year for this young man. What a terrific future he has.
Mark, why couldn't they play three in one of these groups? Come on. Why is he playing alone?
Yeah, Brian, they should have had you organising things over here. I'm sure if you'd been in command, we would have been doing that a long time ago. Certainly would have made things a little easier for Siwoo Kim. I heard Jane speaking of the fact that perhaps his rhythm got thrown off, and I have no doubt whatsoever that the rhythm was thrown off. Especially given you got Jordan Spieth out in front, extra gallery. Spieth wasn't at his best form, kind of missing left and right, so they were a little slow out in front too.
Yeah, Jordan is not renowned to be the fastest of players. A lot of decision making goes on and discussion, but this is a pretty good angle to putt from, I would think, Mark.
It really is. We saw Brandt Snedeker putt from here just a little while ago, and he had that one for the eagle, had it right on the line, left it slightly short, and Brandt was looking about a cup outside of the right. Just got to make sure you hit enough pace here so it stays up.
Yeah, and since Jason Day withdrew on the 8th, Siwoo's had 4 bogeys and a birdie. So definitely a change, I believe, has affected him. But it's one of those things as a young professional you just have to deal with. It happens periodically.
The update on Jason Day.